Welcome to the Deep Dives. We've got some listener-submitted articles here all about space exploration and ocean discovery.
Two totally different worlds, right?
Well, maybe not. We're going to find out just how similar they are. I mean, think about it. We look up at the night sky.
Billions and billions of stars.
Exactly. And with incredible tools like the Hubble telescope.
Oh, yeah, Hubble.
We've mapped out over 90% of the night sky.
Wow.
And identified over 200 billion galaxies.
We really are getting a good big picture view of the universe.
It's amazing what we've learned, but in terms of actually traveling through space,
Yeah.
humans haven't ventured that far.
Not very far at all, actually.
We've only ever sent humans as far as the moon.
That's it.
That's about 384,000 kilometers.
You know, it's funny. That's like driving from LA to New York like 12 times.
Really puts things in perspective, right?
Yeah.
We barely dipped our toes into the cosmic pool.
Pretty much.
But what about the ocean? That's what's really interesting to me here. We've explored even less of our own planet's oceans than we have of space.
I know. Crazy, huh? Over 80% of Earth's oceans are unmapped, unexplored.
So we've actually explored less of our own ocean floor than the surface area of the moon.
Less.
Why is that? Why is the ocean so much harder to explore? Space seems so much more, well, vast.
It all comes down to the environment. Seawater absorbs light
Oh.
and radio waves.
Right.
So all those tools that we use for space exploration, we can't use in the ocean.
Oh, okay.
And the pressure of those depths, huge challenge.
Yeah, I've read about the pressure in the Mariana Trench, the deepest point in the ocean.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it like having 50 jumbo jets piled on top of you?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Deeper than Mount Everest is tall. Only a handful of manned missions have ever gone down there.
Sounds pretty hostile. But I bet we're making progress, though, right? What kind of technology are we using to explore those extreme depths?
So we've got these deep sea remotely operated vehicles, ROVs.
ROVs.
Yeah, ROVs. They're getting really good. We can explore areas that humans just, well, we can't get to.
So we're sending these robotic explorers down, kind of like we send probes into space.
Yeah, pretty much.
What's the coolest thing we've found with ROVs?
Well, we're always finding new species. Creatures that have adapted to, you know, the darkness, the pressure. Recently, scientists found a new species of jellyfish, 4,000 meters down.
A jellyfish, wow. I mean, what did it look like? Are these creatures, like, totally alien to us?
Some of them are. A lot of deep sea creatures have bioluminescence.
Oh, so they glow.
Yeah, they can produce their own light. It's pretty sci-fi.
Okay, that's going on my list of things to Google later.
Yeah.
So both space and the deep ocean. Dark, cold, full of mysteries. Makes you wonder if we could use the same technology for both.
You know, it's funny you should say that. There is a surprising amount of crossover. For example, that insulation we use in spacesuits, you know, to protect astronauts from the extreme temps.
Right.
Well, they're using that now in deep sea diving suits.
Really, to protect divers from the pressure. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And, you know, it goes the other way, too. NASA uses underwater environments to train astronauts.
Oh, yeah. The Neutral Buoyancy Lab.
Right.
It's a huge pool,
Yeah.
and astronauts can practice for spacewalks and stuff. It simulates weightlessness.
Wow. It really shows how connected those two fields are. What we learn from one can help us understand the other. Are there any other cool connections that scientists have found?
Well, there's the whole question of life. I mean, we've found life in some pretty crazy places, right? Like hydrothermal vents.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Those underwater geysers, the ones that shoot superheated water.
Yep, those, and they're teeming with life.
And those environments could be similar to what we find on other planets or moons.
Right, like Europa.
Jupiter's moon.
Yeah, it's got this like icy surface, but
Yeah.
underneath, scientists think there's a huge ocean.
So studying Earth's oceans could help us understand potential alien oceans.
Exactly, and maybe even help us figure out if there's life out there.
That's wild. Okay, so we've got these amazing connections between space and the ocean, but why should we care about exploring either one? I mean, yeah, they're fascinating, but how do they impact our lives here on Earth?
Well, I think it's important to remember that the ocean especially is like essential for life on Earth.
Okay, break that down for me. We all know the ocean is huge and mysterious, but how does it impact our lives directly?
Well, the ocean produces half of the world's oxygen.
Wait, really? Half? I had no idea.
Yeah. Tiny little organisms called phytoplankton, they live in the ocean. They produce oxygen through photosynthesis.
Wow, like the lungs of our planet.
Exactly.
Incredible.
What else? The ocean also regulates our climate, absorbs heat, carbon dioxide from the atmosphere.
Okay, so giant thermostat for the planet.
Pretty much. And of course, it's a major source of food for, like, billions of people.
Right, of course. So it sustains us in so many ways. Anything else? Any other reasons why we should be putting more effort into ocean exploration?
Oh, yeah, tons. There's huge potential for medical breakthroughs.
Oh, interesting. You mean like new medicines?
Exactly. Deep sea organisms, they've developed these amazing adaptations to survive. And a lot of those adaptations involve producing chemicals, unique compounds.
And these could help us treat diseases.
Potentially, yeah. Some of them show promise in fighting cancer, infections. We're just starting to scratch the surface.
That's incredible. So it's not just about scientific curiosity, it's about our own well-being.
Exactly. And when we connect this back to space exploration, there's another really cool reason to study Earth's oceans.
I'm all ears.
By studying our oceans, we can learn about potential alien oceans.
You mean like on other planets and moons?
Exactly. Take Europa, for example.
Right, Jupiter's moon.
Scientists think there's a huge ocean of liquid water under the ice.
Could be life down there, right?
Maybe. By studying life in Earth's oceans, especially those extreme environments, we can get a better idea of what kind of life might exist in those alien waters.
Mind-blowing. Seems like every time we explore, we just uncover more mysteries and more possibilities.
That's the beauty of it.
I'm ready to hear more about those mind-blowing discoveries. But you know what? Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll dive into some of the craziest findings from both space and the ocean.
Sounds good. Welcome back to our deep dive into the mysteries of space and the ocean.
Before the break, we were talking about all those exciting possibilities for future exploration. It seems like we're on the cusp of some major breakthroughs in both space and ocean exploration.
I agree. We're seeing incredible advancements in technology and a renewed focus on understanding these frontiers.
Like you mentioned earlier, with the potential of returning to the moon or even venturing to Mars.
Exactly. And it's not just about government agencies like NASA anymore. Private companies are playing a bigger role than ever before.
It's pretty wild to think that space travel, something that was once the stuff of science fiction, could become more accessible in our lifetimes.
It's certainly a possibility. Companies like SpaceX and Blue Origin are developing reusable rockets and making space travel more affordable.
I've heard about those reusable rockets. It's amazing how they can land vertically, like something out of a movie.
It's a remarkable feat of engineering, and it has the potential to significantly reduce the cost of space travel.
Which could open up all sorts of possibilities for research, tourism, and maybe even, one day, colonization.
It's an exciting time to be following space exploration. And the best part is that these advancements aren't just about getting humans into space. They're also leading to innovations that can benefit life here on Earth.
That's a great point. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of space travel and forget about the practical applications here at home.
For example, the development of advanced life support systems for spacecraft is leading to breakthroughs in areas like water purification and air filtration.
So the technology we develop for space can help us address challenges like climate change and resource scarcity here on Earth.
Precisely. It's a win-win situation. And the same principle applies to ocean exploration. As we develop new technologies to explore the depths of the ocean, we're gaining insights that can help us tackle some of the most pressing issues facing our planet.
That makes sense. We were just talking about the importance of protecting the ocean and how it plays a vital role in regulating our climate and providing food and resources.
Right. By understanding how ocean currents, marine ecosystems, and the absorption of carbon dioxide work, we can develop more effective strategies to mitigate climate change.
So it's all about understanding the interconnectedness of our planet and how everything is linked.
Exactly. And then there's the potential for new food sources. As the global population continues to grow, we need to find sustainable ways to feed everyone. The ocean offers a vast, untapped resource of protein and nutrients.
So we're talking about things like seaweed farming and sustainable aquaculture.
Precisely. These are just a few examples of how exploring the ocean can lead to practical solutions for some of humanity's biggest challenges.
It's fascinating how both space and ocean exploration can benefit us here on Earth. It really highlights the importance of investing in scientific research and pushing the boundaries of what we know.
I couldn't agree more. But as we venture further into these uncharted territories, it's important that we proceed with caution and a deep sense of responsibility.
That's a great point. You're talking about the ethical considerations of exploration, right? It's not just about what we can do, but what we should do.
Exactly. We need to ask ourselves some tough questions. What is the potential impact of our actions on these fragile environments? How can we ensure that our exploration is conducted in a sustainable and ethical way?
It's like that old saying, with great power comes great responsibility. We have a duty to be stewards of these environments, not just explorers.
Precisely. And that means considering the potential consequences of our actions before we take them. For example, in space exploration, there's a growing concern about space debris.
Oh, right, all those defunct satellites and rocket parts that are cluttering up Earth's orbit.
Exactly. This debris poses a significant risk to both current and future space missions. And as we launch more and more objects into space, this problem is only going to get worse.
So we need to think about ways to mitigate this problem, like developing technologies to remove debris from orbit or designing spacecraft that are more sustainable and less likely to create debris in the first place.
Exactly. And this is where international cooperation becomes crucial. Space is a shared resource, and we need to work together to ensure its long-term sustainability.
That makes sense. It's not just about individual nations or companies pursuing their own ambitions. It's about working together for the common good of humanity and the planet.
Precisely. And the same principle applies to ocean exploration. The ocean is a global commons, and its health and well-being affect us all. We need to work together to address issues like pollution, overfishing, and climate change, which are threatening marine ecosystems worldwide.
So it's about shifting from a mindset of competition to one of collaboration, recognizing that we're all interconnected and share responsibility for protecting our planet.
Exactly. And this collaboration should extend beyond just nations and governments. We need to engage with scientists, researchers, indigenous communities, and the general public to ensure that our exploration is conducted in a way that benefits all of humanity.
I love that perspective. It's about democratizing exploration, making it something that everyone can participate in and benefit from.
Exactly. And technology can play a powerful role in this. With the rise of citizen science initiatives and the increasing accessibility of tools like underwater drones and remote sensing, more and more people can contribute to our understanding of the ocean.
It's amazing how technology can empower people to become citizen scientists and contribute to real scientific discoveries.
It's a truly exciting time to be involved in exploration. Whether it's space or the ocean, there are so many opportunities for people to get involved and make a difference.
But with all these opportunities come challenges. What are some of the biggest hurdles we need to overcome to achieve this vision of collaborative, sustainable exploration?
That's a great question, and it brings us to one of the most fundamental challenges facing both space and ocean exploration: funding.
Ah, yes, the age-old problem of money.
Exploring these frontiers requires significant financial investment. And while there's been a surge in both public and private funding for space exploration in recent years, ocean exploration often gets left behind.
Why do you think that is? Is it simply a matter of space being seen as more glamorous or exciting?
That might be part of it. Space exploration captures the imagination with its images of distant galaxies and the possibility of finding alien life.
It's like space has a better PR team than the ocean.
Perhaps. But there's also a misconception that ocean exploration is less important, which couldn't be further from the truth.
Right. We've already talked about how vital the ocean is to our survival. It provides oxygen, regulates our climate, and is a major source of food and resources.
Exactly. We need to do a better job of communicating the importance of the ocean and why investing in its exploration is essential.
I agree. But how do we do that? How do we convince policymakers and the public that ocean exploration deserves more attention and resources?
I think it starts with telling compelling stories. We need to highlight the incredible discoveries being made in the ocean, the fascinating creatures being found, and the potential benefits for humanity.
Like those bioluminescent creatures we talked about earlier.
Exactly. We need to make the ocean feel as exciting and awe-inspiring as space.
I love that idea. It's about tapping into that sense of wonder and curiosity that we all share. After all, who doesn't love a good ocean adventure story?
And we need to showcase the practical applications of ocean exploration, the ways in which it can help us address climate change, develop new medicines, and ensure food security for a growing population.
So it's about appealing to both the heart and the mind, inspiring people with the wonder of the ocean and convincing them with the logic of investing in its exploration.
Precisely. And we need to create opportunities for people to get involved, to experience the ocean firsthand, whether it's through citizen science initiatives, virtual reality experiences, or educational programs.
The more people connect with the ocean, the more they'll understand its importance and support efforts to protect and explore it.
Exactly. It's about fostering a sense of ocean literacy.
Yeah.
a deep understanding of our connection to the ocean and the role it plays in our lives.
This is all so important. We need to champion ocean exploration and make sure it gets the attention and funding it deserves. But it's not just about advocating for more resources. It's also about making sure those resources are used effectively.
You're absolutely right. We need to ensure that funding for ocean exploration is used wisely and that the research is conducted in a way that maximizes its impact.
So how do we do that? What are some key strategies for maximizing the effectiveness of ocean exploration research?
Well, for starters, we need to prioritize interdisciplinary collaboration.
What do you mean by that?
Bringing together scientists from different fields, such as marine biology, oceanography, engineering, and even social sciences, to tackle complex research questions from multiple perspectives.
So it's about breaking down those silos that often exist between different academic disciplines.
Exactly. We need to create research teams that are diverse in their expertise and perspectives to ensure that we're approaching these challenges in a holistic and comprehensive way.
That makes a lot of sense. It's like the old saying, 2 heads are better than 1, but in this case, it's more like 10 heads from different fields are better than 10 heads from the same field.
Exactly. And we need to make sure that the research is driven by a clear set of goals and priorities that are aligned with the needs of society.
So it's not just about doing research for the sake of research. It's about doing research that has a real-world impact and helps us address the challenges facing humanity.
Precisely. We need to ask ourselves, what are the most pressing questions that ocean exploration can help us answer? How can we ensure that the knowledge we gain is translated into tangible benefits for society?
It sounds like it's about having a clear vision for what we want to achieve and then making sure that the research is designed to support that vision.
Exactly. And this brings us to another crucial aspect of effective ocean exploration: data sharing.
Oh, right. We talked about this in the context of space exploration, too. It's about making sure that the data collected is accessible to everyone, not just a select few.
Precisely. We need to create open access databases and platforms that allow researchers from around the world to share their findings, collaborate on projects, and build upon each other's work.
It's about creating a global community of ocean explorers who are working together to advance our understanding of this vital ecosystem.
Exactly. And this data sharing shouldn't be limited to the scientific community. We need to make this information accessible to the public, to policymakers, and to industry leaders to ensure that it's used to inform decision-making and to inspire action.
That's an important point. The knowledge gained from ocean exploration shouldn't just stay locked away in academic journals. It needs to reach the people who can use it to make a difference in the world.
Exactly. It's about democratizing knowledge and empowering people to become stewards of the ocean.
This has been such an enlightening conversation. We've covered so much ground, from the technological advancements driving exploration to the ethical considerations we need to keep in mind, and the importance of collaboration, data sharing, and public engagement.
It's been a pleasure sharing these insights with you. Hopefully, this discussion has given our listener a deeper appreciation for the complexities and possibilities of both space and ocean exploration.
I think it has. And it's also left me feeling incredibly optimistic about the future. It feels like we're on the verge of a new era of exploration, one that's driven by collaboration, sustainability, and a deep sense of responsibility for these incredible frontiers.
I share your optimism. And as we move forward, it's crucial that we remember that exploration is not just about pushing the boundaries of what's possible. It's about understanding our place in the universe, appreciating the interconnectedness of all things, and using our knowledge to create a better future for all.
Beautifully said. I couldn't have put it better myself. Now that we've covered the importance of exploration and the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead, let's shift gears and dive into some of the most remarkable discoveries that have come from exploring these frontiers.
I'm ready for some mind-blowing revelations. Let's explore the extraordinary findings that have reshaped our understanding of space and the ocean.
This is where things get really interesting. Prepare to be amazed. Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We're about to uncover some of the most incredible discoveries that have come from exploring space and the ocean. Get ready to have your mind blown.
I'm excited to share these groundbreaking findings with you. From the vastness of space to the depths of the ocean, there's no shortage of wonders to explore.
I'm all ears. Let's start with space. What are some of the discoveries that have really changed our understanding of the universe?
Well, one discovery that really shook things up was the detection of gravitational waves.
I remember when that news broke a few years ago. It was a huge deal. But to be honest, I still don't fully understand what gravitational waves are.
Think of it like this. They're ripples in the fabric of space-time caused by massive objects moving and interacting. Imagine dropping a pebble into a pond
Okay, yeah.
and watching the ripples spread outward.
Right.
It's kind of like that, but on a cosmic scale.
Okay, I think I'm starting to get it. So these ripples travel across the universe,
They do.
and they can tell us about events that happened billions of years ago.
Exactly. They're like echoes from the distant past,
Yeah.
carrying information about, things like colliding black holes and exploding stars.
It's amazing how scientists can detect these incredibly faint ripples.
It takes incredibly sensitive instruments like the Laser Interferometer Gravitational Wave Observatory, LIGO. Yeah. It's designed to pick up those minute changes in space-time caused by these waves passing through Earth.
So we're not just looking at the universe anymore, we're listening to it too.
That's a great way to put it. Gravitational waves give us a whole new way to explore the cosmos, allowing us to study objects and events that we couldn't see before.
It's mind-boggling to think about.
Yeah.
So we've got gravitational waves in space. What about the ocean? What are some of the most amazing things we found down there?
Well, one discovery that always blows my mind is the existence of hydrothermal vents.
Those are the underwater geysers that spew out superheated water, right?
That's right. They're found in volcanically active areas on the ocean floor, where tectonic plates are pulling apart.
And what's so special about them? Isn't it incredibly hot and toxic down there?
It is. But, and here's the crazy part, life thrives around hydrothermal vents.
Seriously, life can exist in those conditions.
Absolutely. We found entire ecosystems that don't need sunlight at all.
Wow.
They rely on chemosynthesis.
Chemosynthesis?
Yeah. It's where bacteria convert chemicals from the vents into energy.
So instead of using sunlight like plants do,
Yeah.
these creatures use chemicals from the vents.
Exactly. It's a completely different way of life. And it really changes how we think about what's possible.
It makes you wonder what other strange and wonderful life forms might be out there in the universe.
That's the beauty of exploration. It constantly pushes the boundaries of what we know about life and the universe.
So we've got gravitational waves in space and chemosynthetic life in the ocean. Those are some pretty amazing discoveries. Are there any others that you would put in the mind-blowing category?
Well, from the realm of space, the discovery of exoplanets has been truly groundbreaking.
Exoplanets, those are planets that orbit other stars, right?
Exactly. And for centuries, we only knew about the planets in our own solar system.
Right.
But in recent decades, we've developed some amazing technologies that allow us to detect planets orbiting other stars.
And how many exoplanets have we found so far?
Thousands.
Yeah.
And the number just keeps growing. And here's the really exciting part. Many of those planets are in the habitable zones of their stars.
Meaning they could have liquid water.
Exactly, which is, as we know, a key ingredient for life, at least life as we know it.
So the possibility of finding life beyond Earth is becoming more and more real.
Yeah, it really is. It's a super exciting time to be studying exoplanets. We're close to answering one of humanity's biggest questions. Are we alone?
It's mind-blowing to think about. Now let's dive back into the ocean. What other incredible discoveries have been made in those depths?
One phenomenon that never ceases to amaze me is bioluminescence.
Oh, those creatures that can glow in the dark. I've seen some incredible pictures of, bioluminescent jellyfish and squid.
It's a truly magical sight, and it's not just limited to a few species, The vast majority of deep-sea creatures can produce their own light.
Wait, really? That many? But why? Why would they need to glow in the dark?
Well, in the deep ocean, it's always dark, right? So bioluminescence has all sorts of uses. Some creatures use it to attract prey,
Oh, okay.
others to camouflage themselves, and some even use it to communicate.
So it's like their own underwater light show with different colors and patterns for different purposes.
Exactly. It's a testament to the incredible diversity of life on Earth and how adaptable it can be.
These discoveries are all so inspiring. It really shows how much we still don't know about our universe and our own planet.
I agree. We've barely scratched the surface, and every new discovery just leads to more questions and more possibilities.
It makes you wonder what's next. What kind of mind-blowing discoveries are waiting for us?
Who knows? But one thing's for sure, the journey of exploration is never ending, and it's a journey we can all be a part of.
That's a great point. Whether we're looking up at the stars or down into the depths of the ocean, there's always something new to discover.
And you don't have to be a scientist or an explorer to be a part of it. We can all cultivate a sense of wonder, ask questions, seek out knowledge.
That's a perfect note to end on. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the mysteries of space and the ocean.
It's been a pleasure.
And remember to keep looking up at the stars and down into the depths.
There's a whole universe out there waiting to be explored.
Thanks for listening to The Deep Dive.